Fuck is up, internet? Darth Drake on the mic, and today I decided to finally come back on the face of the internet and give out my personal thoughts about what I thought about NBA Live's NBA Live 18. Recently they put out a demo for it, and I finally decided to give out my own personal thoughts on it. So I'm not gonna talk anymore. Let's just get right into it. Alright, so the first thing that I did want to talk about in this video is the fact that NBA Live is obviously wanting to improve on what they did wrong in NBA Live 16, and they improved on it in this year's basketball game, NBA Live 18. I've seen a lot of different things that I didn't see in NBA Live 16. One of them is the fact that they've made it a lot more skill based to play defense, and it's not really kind of a, you know, hold L2 and then you just move and then that's pretty much sort of it. It's almost kind of like a mini game. It requires a lot of focus, a lot of patience, and that's what I liked about this year's in NBA Live 18 is the fact that, you know, it's not sort of like, you know, everybody, it's more of a skill based thing, but at the same time it's kind of if everybody gets good at playing defense, then there is no such thing as I feel like the defensive forwards, defensive guards, defensive like centers, if those people learn how to play if everybody knows how to play defense and really learns how to play defense, then basically there is no way, why is there a need of a defensive archetype? And that's a good thing and a bad thing that I kind of thought about the game, is the fact that, you know, if you learn how to play defense the right way, which it is possible, and it requires a lot of time and patience, but overall you can learn how to play defense, then there is no point of having a defensive archetype. And I found that very like counterproductive in a sense, because, like, you know, like I said, everybody can play defense, and if you learn how to play defense, then there is no need to have a defensive archetype. So I thought that was kind of weird for them to have that, but I did like the fact that they made it skill based to play defense, and it isn't just a you hold L2 and then just move sort of thing. You really have to time how you know, which ways your opponent moves. You have to be able to react really fast in order to cut them off and probably like block their way in which they want to go, and it's very skill based. And that's what I liked about, you know, NBA Live 18, is the fact that they wanted to improve on both sides of the ball, not just on offense and not just on defense. And it's incredible that, you know, they thought about a way how to add skill to a game that, you know, a lot of people want to be casual, but at the same time it can be a casual game, and that's what I liked about it. But another thing that I did like about the game, and also another thing that I didn't like about the game, because I'm gonna be splitting up, is the fact that the servers are incredibly fucked up at the moment in time, and I hope that isn't like that during the game's release, because I feel like that might be one of the things that might push people away from this game, is the fact that the servers are incredibly fucked up. Even the day that I got the demo, the servers were fucking up. Also, another positive, I just wanted to say that the fucking presentation and the overall story, even though the story is very, very generic, I feel like the presentation made it a whole lot better. And they added First Take with Stephen A. Smith and some other dude, I forgot, Max something or whatever, I forgot his name. But basically they added that sort of like segment in there, like cutscenes in a sense, and I like that, how they added those things where you know, you can see these things during cutscenes, and they kind of narrate how the story is gonna go in a sense, and they talk about it, and it kind of feels like you're actually watching a real episode of First Take, or a real, like, you know, a segment of First Take, and I kind of like that aspect of the game. So that's one good thing and a bad thing they did about the game. Also, I noticed that there's lots of glitches about the games and stuff like that. It's the fact that, you know, I have a 180 6'9" small forward, but for some apparent reason my player he is listed as a shooting guard, even though I don't know any shooting guards who are 6'9" and 180 pounds. I don't know any shooting guards like that. So I mean, maybe that's something that they can obviously fix and stuff like that, but that's kind of fucked up. There's another thing that is kind of bothering me also, is the fact that a lot of the players have the same layup animations, and they're always like spinning and like, you know, maneuvering their bodies in order to get the shot in, and even though it doesn't go in 100% of the time, they're still able to do it. And I didn't really understand that logic. Now I can understand maybe there's a reason for that, is because of the fact that we all have layup packages, and for some apparent reason, maybe, or you know, we haven't unlocked we need a certain layup package in order to do layups differently, and maybe that's one of the reasons why you know, people are doing the same exact dunks. And like I said, it's a demo, so obviously there's going to be some things messed up in the game, but that's obviously, they're able to fix that, no problem or whatever. And I also like the fact that there's picking how your player is, whether he's skinny or super tall or fat and kind of short, it matters at the end of the day. You know, and it's kind of, makes you think long and hard about what you want to make your player into. Do you want to make him a little bit skinnier than average guards or average forwards, or do you want to make him a little bit bigger as opposed to his weight and stuff like that? And you just have to maneuver and kind of like figure out what you want to do with this player, because like, you know, it matters at the end of the day. And either you do the you know, you make them taller, you make them shorter, there's always advantages and disadvantages and stuff like that. So that's what I liked about this year's game, is the fact that there's actually choices that might matter in the end game of making your player. And there's also longevity in the game, and the fact that, you know, I might get done with the story, but I still want to be able to make another a character. So you can do that because there's multiple characters, so you can or multiple play styles, so you can try out, and you know, be basically it gives the game longevity, and it you know, gives you more reason to play this game throughout the year, rather than just the basketball year and then around June you're not even playing the game anymore. And that's what I found out about NBA 2K17, is the fact that, you know, I just felt like I didn't really play the game throughout the entire year, is because there's so many, like, the play styles are all fleshed out, they're all generic, all basic, and it's like there is no point in me, you know, trying out different play styles, because to be honest, I could be any one of these play styles with my current player and it wouldn't really make a difference. It wouldn't really matter, except I have a more my success rate is a little bit higher than almost every other person who is that play style, but except he's a little bit shorter or something like that. But it just wasn't, you know, it was no use for me, you know, making another player. But in this year's game, I kind of felt like I was compelled to like try out different play styles and stuff like that, because I felt like it was worth, you know, trying out different play styles. And another thing about the game, and it's not really the game's fault, it is the community. It's the fact that the community, for some apparent reason, believes that playing hero ball works in this year's game of NBA Live. And just for the record, it fucking doesn't, bruh. I've lost so many games in live run just because of the fact that there's some 2K fucking player who just got on this bitch thinking it was gonna be fucking, like, it was gonna be sweet in these motherfucking streets. Like, he thought he was gonna run up the court and just fucking shoot the ball and it was gonna go in and nobody was gonna guard him and he wasn't gonna miss or something like that. And basically that's how it was, in a sense. And I was playing against these type of people, and this stuff bothered the fuck out of me, because, like, you know, people can come in and then, you know, do all this shit, play the wrong way. They're playing hero ball, and instead of playing as a team, they play hero ball, and then once they find out they can't do the shit that they originally were doing in NBA 2K17, they call the game trash. And it's not because the game is trash, it's because your fundamentals are trash. There's a difference between the two. The fact that you call the game trash because you cannot basically do the same old moves that you've been doing. You can't play hero ball, and you believe that the game is trash because you can't play hero ball, you know, is just absolutely absurd. And I feel like that might be one of the main reasons why this game might not succeed, and it isn't even EA's fault, because at the end of the day, this is a good game. I just believe that the community by itself might fuck up this game, but overall, I still believe this is a really good game. I'm still gonna buy this game. I'm gonna pre-order it, and not to mention, pre-ordering this game is literally $40 right now on PSN and on the Xbox One store, Microsoft store, so you can get it right now. Even though there's clearly things wrong with the game, I'm still gonna support it because we need competition, and just it's still a really good game no matter what. But anyway, that's it for the video. I see you guys next time.